Hello, and welcome to the weather update. It's 10 o'clock on June 20th. And we had some more clouds around there, some cirrus. You can see some contrails. But what you can really notice is the wildfire that is burning in Wharton now. 21,000 acres. This is the fire right here burning in Wharton State Forest here in the New Jersey Pinelands. And you can see the smoke literally from Atlantic City. You can see that whole smoke plume there. The winds are swinging around, and I think we're starting to get some of that to Long Island now. This is when we had the northwest winds earlier on today. And you can see, again, that plume of smoke. Look at how large that is. This is the largest wildfire in New Jersey in quite some time. Looking at the loop here, we're going to also take a look at the wildfire as well. You have a lot of those cirrus clouds that are sort of obscuring it. But you can see there it is right there. You can see the smoke from it right there. Just look at that, expanding way over 100 miles out. That smoke plume is going. That is incredible to see for sure. This is a large, large fire in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. It's still not out yet. We're going to talk about it in a moment here. Let's now go to the Weather Service radar, actually, because it might actually be showing up on the radar there. It has been all day. And you can see, not really, you really can't see it too much. I don't see it too much on the radar, but it does show up. And there's also now an air quality alert because of the fires here until midnight tonight for New Jersey. And we may need it here, too, as well, as these fires continue. I mean, just because it's contained doesn't mean it's out. So let's get to the latest on the wildfire, which is what we're leading with before we talk about the weather. Obviously, it is a weather-related thing. So here is the story from ABC of Philadelphia. Of course, no one in New York is really talking about it because, again, it's really farther south in New Jersey. But it says wildfire in Wharton State Forest reaches 12,000 acres in size and is 70% contained. So let's watch the story
Tonight's
here.
the firefight underway right now as crews try to contain a massive wildfire raging in South Jersey. Chopper 6 live over that scene as we speak. The flames have so far devoured 11,000 acres there in the Wharton State Forest, threatening several structures, shutting down several nearby roadways. The firefighters did make some significant progress today thanks to a lull in the winds that fueled those flames last night. Action News reporter Aliana Gomez live in Chemung Township tonight. Aliana, this is now poised to become the biggest wildfire in that state in quite some time.
Yeah.
Yes, fire officials here are talking about how this has been a significant firefight with extreme fire and whirls that they haven't seen in a really long time. But Brian, you brought up the key here, which is those wind gusts that have significantly calmed down, allowing them to get 50% containment and really make significant progress. I want to show you here because, Brian, you've been watching throughout the day. There was big plumes of smoke billowing into the sky earlier today. Now the smoke has pretty much cleared and there's just a haze in the sky. So we're seeing a lot of progress.
We have ruled out likely natural causes.
New Jersey's largest wildfire in 15 years was completely avoidable. Investigators now say the Mullica River fire may have been caused by humans. But the State Commissioner of Environmental Protection fell short of saying someone intentionally set the Wharton State Forest on fire.
Our legal campfires that are not fully extinguished, continue to pose a great risk.
More than 11,000 acres have burned across Washington, Chemung, Mullica, and Hamilton townships. The fire's more than 50% contained, with full containment expected by Wednesday. No homes are in danger, but 18 structures were threatened, including a blueberry farm and the Paradise Lake campground.
It's been a really long time since I actually saw fire whirls on a fire yesterday.
Wow.
And I saw several of them. That's extreme fire intensity.
More than 50 people have been evacuated. No one was injured, but the continuous plumes of smoke above nearby homes have some neighbors a little on edge.
I got a phone call that my shop was on fire, got pictures, and the smoke was over it. So I threw the dogs in and threw my baby in the car and came up here.
Luckily, the shop was only consumed by smoke, not flames. Another family we spoke with was worried for their pets.
I was starting to get a little nervous about the fire, about leaving all of our animals here and letting them roam by themselves.
For now, crews are fighting fire with fire, burning out the dry vegetation surrounding the wildfire to stop it from spreading to more communities. There are about 60 people working to put out this wildfire here with the New Jersey Forest Fire Service. They say they expect the wildfire to burn about 15,000 acres before it's all said and done, and they're hoping to have full containment by Wednesday, but they'll still have crews out here throughout the week and into the weekend to monitor potential hot spots. Reporting live in Chemung Township, I'm Aliana Gomez, Channel 6 Action News. Brian.
And that is such a large area, you could fit the entirety of Double Trouble State Park in that. Let me go to get the latest here from the NJ Forest Fire Service here. You can look on Facebook here and provide the latest update from them here that we have actually. So it is 12,000 acres and 70% contained. So this is incredible, though, to see. Incredible to see this fire in action. And we're going to just get some pictures here. Let's see if we can find some pictures of what it looked like. I'm sure maybe like the Manahawk and Patch has a story on it, but maybe not. And they do not, actually. So, let's see. NJ Wildfire. We'll just get some more information here. I meant to look this up, just get some more look at this. So here, you can go onto Twitter here and look and get the latest on this wildfire here. And just look at some pictures here. Look at that. Again, incredible there. There, look at that. This was taken around 5:20 today. Look at all that smoke there. And yes, Governor Phil Murphy actually addressed this already. So you can see, expected the largest wildfire in the state since 2007. You can see there it is showing up on the radar, the plumes, actually. So that is really impressive. Really, really impressive here. But Phil Murphy has addressed this. If we look at for Phil Murphy's Twitter, you'll see here he has addressed it. He says, grateful to our brave. You know, Hochul, if we had a fire in the Pine Barrens, you know Hochul would never say anything about it. So he is aware of this, and he's actually made several tweets about this as well, about this fire. You have roads closed, just avoid the whole area pretty much. So let's get to our weather right now and what's going on outside. And you can see temperatures are generally in the upper 60s across the area. We got mid and upper 60s. It's a cool night, but the humidity's coming up a little bit. You can see the dew point at 56 now. The temperature is 65. So if we look at the weather at Islip today, you will see warmer than yesterday. Got up into the mid-70s. We had northwest winds and low humidity, and still had some wind gusts even in the afternoon. But you notice the winds now have shifted over to the southwest. Right around 7 o'clock, the wind shifted to the southwest, and the humidity came up, and this will help. Well, we're looking at Long Island here, but we will go ahead and look at an observation from New Jersey as well in the area of the fire. So I guess it would be like Atlantic City Airport. Let's see, that's Atlantic City Airport. So 64 and a dew point of 55, so that's helping a lot. And you can see the winds have dropped off significantly. And you can see they were reporting some haze earlier on. Actually, you could see some lowered visibility and haze. It was mainly last night, I guess. But you could see definitely that the dew points and the wind have come up and the winds have died down. So that's going to really help them contain this fire. I think they will get it contained. But it's still going to smolder for at least a few days. So you're still going to be smelling smoke if you live around that area. And now with the wind swinging around to the southwest, you're probably going to start smelling smoke in Toms River. And like I said, it may even be reaching Long Island as well. Because when I looked at, I noticed the haze in the air. And I took a picture of this picture tonight of the haze in the air here in our area here on Long Island and Mineola. And you could see the haze. And there was a faint smell of smoke in the air. So possibly we are starting to smell it here on Long Island as well. Other than that, we had a lot of clouds around, mainly cirrus clouds. Some clouds like these, and it did make for a nice sunset there. But let's get back to what our high temperatures were today across the area. So we're going to look at that next, and look at our highs for the day. Highs and lows, actually, for the day. So you can see, wow, it actually got up to 79 at Islip. So much warmer today, close to 80 degrees. And if you're in New Jersey, it was around 80 degrees there as well. We look at our low temperatures for the day. let's see if I don't know if we actually got any radiational cooling or not. It looks like we did. It got down to 44 at West Hampton and 53 at Islip, 61 at LaGuardia, obviously. And so middle 50s in the areas that didn't have radiational cooling, and 40s. And it looked like there was some radiational cooling as well in the New Jersey Pine Barrens, which helped them a little bit if the winds dropped down, but that also probably helped trap the smoke as well. Underneath the inversion, we could see 44 there for a low in Berkeley Township. When that sea breeze came through, it did wind up dropping the temperatures substantially when the wind shifted over, and we'll just go ahead and look at that on a graph here, particularly on the South Shore. It was very noticeable. So let's go and look at South Wantar, and you'll see when that breeze kicked in, you'll see what wound up happening. So there it is, right around 6 after 6. So while they're hovering in the upper 70s, and then the sea breeze came in and it dropped the temperatures down to the low 70s, with the humidity coming up at the same time. That's the sea breeze there, and the wind shift over to the south and southwest. So looking at our weather here, you'll see this high pressure now start to move away, and you'll see here as the high moves away, we're going to start getting some precipitation in the area and start dealing with a little stall front syndrome here for a couple of days at least. Here's Wednesday. See this front's just kind of sitting there, hanging out, and eventually slowly starts moving away later Thursday and Friday. And the weekend looks like you can see a ridge trying to build, then another high build comes in. So still having the troughs come through, but we are going to have a little bit of a stall front syndrome. And the reason why is when we look at the jet stream here, you can see this. Here's the trough that's moving away, and then we're kind of in this huge. See this big ridge now try to develop here. This upper ridge try to develop across the east before, and the jet stream kind of just gets a little disorganized here again, which is not good. We don't want to see that because that means cold fronts aren't going to come through on a regular basis. So looking at the upper air pattern, you can see here's that trough that we had, but you can see there's an upper ridge, but there's like a trough right off the east coast that's going to kind of sit there, almost like a cutoff low almost. So even though there's a ridge there, we're not going to see the heat. That's the main thing. So if we look at the temperature anomalies as we head into tomorrow, you'll see it's a little bit below normal still. We're going to be below normal this week, actually. And it gets a little bit above normal, but again, no real heat ups for us. So let's go to the HRRR, and we will go and look at the 0Z run of the HRRR. And you'll see that we will have those rain chances tomorrow as we get toward the afternoon, later in the afternoon, the evening. Mainly light precipitation, though there could be maybe a more of a heavier shower in there, but nothing really substantial. And unfortunately, it's going to fall mainly east of New Jersey. It looks like mostly over the east end. And then after that, for Wednesday, you'll see we still have that chance of some lingering showers. Particularly the east end looks like developing where this front is. This front is just kind of stuck here. It's not moving very much. You can see that. That's just stall front right there that we're going to be dealing with and that we're going to be playing with for a while. So let's look at the dew points, which will be coming up. So tomorrow we're going to have that southwest wind. So again, I think maybe with that southwest wind, I think we could be smelling the smoke from the fires in New Jersey on Long Island. And you can see the dew points are a little higher tomorrow. You can see, particularly as we get toward the afternoon, they come up. And then as we get into Wednesday, you're really going to start feeling more humidity, dew points in the 60s, and a strong southerly flow with the higher dew points there. And you can see where that front is, and that is going to be the focus of some thunderstorms and showers. Let's look at our temperatures next. So for tomorrow, it'll probably be similar temperatures to today, upper 70s, close to 80. And then cooling off in the afternoon, of course. So there may still be some sunshine around. You can see all that heat off to the west there. And then as we get into Wednesday, this is where we're going to start seeing the big differences here. That southerly flow, Long Island is only in the 70s, but if you go into New Jersey, you're going to be well into the 80s and close to 90. The hotter, the further west you go. If you're in Pennsylvania, you could be dealing with temperatures of 100 degrees or more. So this is the heat that's coming very close to us. And if I want to go a little further along here, we can look at the GFS, which is much less with the heat, by the way. So there's some disagreements in the models again. Here we go. The GFS tends to be cooler and probably wetter You can see that heat again staying mostly off to the west. And then we head toward the weekend. You see things starting to heat up a little more with 80s. Of course, that's normal for this time of the year. But again, here's Monday, and then it starts cooling down again after that. So let's look at the precipitation on here, and you'll see there's going to be a difference here. We look at the precipitation. So you can see GFS has, more rain, if anything. It has a lot more rain, and then so that could be why if we'd have to, again, this is a lower resolution model, so we'd have to use the FV3 model, and this is only 33 hours that I have of the FV3. If I look at the 12Z run, you can see a similar idea with it's a little more aggressive with bringing the rain in tomorrow and then just having it linger a little bit on Wednesday, and then you can see it's developing some showers and thunderstorms also. So yeah, it looks like a wet couple of days again. Here we are with the damn rain again. Again, it's not falling where it's needed. If we look at the NAM model, which we'll go to next here with the precipitation, there's disagreements on this. Tomorrow, I think it's mainly going to be on the light side, but as you get toward the evening, it could become steadier, and it's just going to linger right through until the first part on Wednesday, and then we finally start to move it offshore a little bit. This stalled front, but then you'll notice an area of instability here popping up off to the north and west that could bring some thunderstorms Wednesday evening. And then look at this, we're still dealing with it on Thursday. So yeah, this is now we're paying for all that great weather with all this again, stall front syndrome. It's, with that, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of sun. So let's go look at the clouds here. And you'll see here, as we look at the clouds here, plenty of clouds tomorrow, obviously, and plenty of clouds Wednesday. You can see it's not going anywhere. That front is just hung up. It's not moving at all, again, because there isn't really a jet stream to move it. Again, the jet stream has decided to disappear once again on us, without a jet stream, weather doesn't move. So looking at the skies, you can see more cirrus. So this is the RGEM, though, and the RGEM is leaning toward a little bit of a drier solution tomorrow, with sun and heavily filtered sunshine, and then you see those thicker clouds, and the rain wouldn't be until overnight. But then you can see it just kind of sits on top of us Wednesday, and this low just kind of just sits there. Here we are Thursday. Now, if we look at the RGEM for precipitation, you see it moves it in later. It doesn't move it in until like later. It has more of an overnight event for Wednesday, but then it lingers most of Wednesday, and then still lingers into Thursday. You can see this just low. There's no jet stream here to move anything along, so it's just going to sit here and linger. Let me go next to the use one more model. We're actually going to take a look at several things. So kind of look at this on the way. So you can see how much rain are we going to get out of this. So if we look at the total accumulated precip, we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain. This is good news for obviously the fire burning, but it just goes to, it's surprising, even with we actually have above normal precipitation, but we still had these terrible wildfires develop because of the extreme wind we had yesterday. It was a lot of wind, and that's what helped it spread so much. So you can see here, again, this model, the RGM, gives us between 1 and 2 inches of rain. If we go to the GFS, at the same time, look at the GFS, and the GFS really soaks us with 2+ inches of rain. Meanwhile, hardly gives Jersey anything. This is, again, by Friday, by midnight Friday, all right? If we look at the NAM, I'm going to use the NAM 12 and the 18Z NAM 12, which is probably not, I don't know how far we're going to get on this. Here we go. NAM 12 also is just giving us 2+ inches of rain. So, yeah, we're going to have like depending on the model you look at, it could be a real soaker. But now we go to the HRRR, 0Z HRRR, total accumulated precip, and you can see it's much less, and it has the axis of precipitation to these. So it all depends on where this front is going to wind up stalling out. That's pretty much what it is. And that is going to determine how much rain we're going to see out of this thing. But this is what stall front syndrome is, and you can have a lot of heavy rain as a result of that, depending on how things set up. And you can see the models don't agree on where exactly this axis of precipitation is going to set up. And this is as of, this HRRR1, by the way, is as of Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. So, again, it's a tremendous amount of rain that could fall. Unfortunately, it looks like Jersey would miss out on most of it, and Long Island would be hit because we would really need that rain in Jersey to help put that fire out. But we don't know where it's all going to set up at this point. And we'll just go ahead and just give you a look at the nation's radar here, so you get an idea of. And you don't really see a whole lot on the radar at all. It just develops this low over us, basically, and just has it sit there and has this front sit there. This is what's going to dive down. This is over Canada, but it's really uncertain right now. It's kind of like, I mean, we can look at one more model, which is the windy.com model, which is the European model, and take a look and see how much precipitation that winds up giving us. So we could do rain accumulation. Here we are next 3 days. And Long Island, it looks like it gives 0.69, and it has the heavier rain over New Jersey, where it's 2.25. So you can see we're going to be dealing with a stall front, but it all depends on where it sets up as to who winds up getting the amount of rain. But definitely expect some stall front syndrome again, because, again, we don't have a jet stream right now. So if we go to the wind, and we go to the wind, and we go all the way up here to 250, where you can see there is a jet stream, but look at what happens as we get toward Tuesday. Look at that. What a mess. So the jet stream kind of just, it's just completely disjointed here. It's like little pieces of jet stream here and there, So this is what's going to lead to the stall front situation that we're going to be dealing with. So that is going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.